We begin with the search for two burglars who almost ran over several officers in Corpus Christi. No one was hurt, but one officer is on paid administrative leave. Our Taylor Alanis joins us from the 5200 block of Ayers with what police say happened there. Taylor.
Yeah, Mackenzie, police say around just before 4:30 this morning, they responded to a burglary at one of these businesses' parking lots. When they arrived, they noticed that a vehicle that was reported stolen was leaving the area. That's when they tried to stop that vehicle, and the car refused to stop. So a short chase happened, and that car later on down the road crashed into a fence. When it crashed, it kind of lodged itself. It was stuck in the fence. Police officers got out of their car, approached the vehicle. That's when the driver put the car in reverse and actually almost ran over several officers. Instead, it hit a Corpus Christi police officer's car. Again, no one was hurt. And then the car stopped. A driver and a passenger got out of the car and were able to get away from police. And police are still looking for those two suspects. They haven't released any kind of description of them. It's still very early in the investigation. And again, we are trying to find out more details, but as soon as police release it, we will be able to tell you all. For now, live on the 5200 block of Ayers, Taylor Alanis, 3 News.